Hey guys, and welcome to BPL Predictions. This is for week 5. Of course, we had the international break last week, so a lot of big games coming up just to see how clubs either maintain their, momentum or change or whatever. So, by myself, obviously, strapping young lads I had last time were too busy, I guess. So we have games coming up this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and one game. Wait a minute. Yeah, one game up Monday. So first game of the week, or of Saturday, of the weekend, is Everton against Chelsea. And this is probably the second biggest game this weekend. A really big game for both sides. It's at Goodison Park, which is Everton, in Liverpool. And it's big for a couple of reasons. First off, Chelsea, Courtois, gone. Months, having knee surgery, which is kind of terrible. I think Begovic is a great goalkeeper, but I don't think he's as good as Courtois. Courtois is probably in the top 3 in the world, along with Neuer and De Gea. Begovic is a very good backup, but certainly not as good as Courtois. Everton, the whole John Stones debacle is going to be center stage, like a lot of drama. It's going to be interesting to see. I think he will play because he's their best center back. But I wonder how he will cope with playing a team that he wanted to go to. He sent in a request to leave, and Everton basically stopped him. I guess slavery is still happening. But my player to watch for this game, I want to do a player to watch for each game. Player to watch is got to be Begovic, to see how he copes with having to be the number 1 for an indefinite amount of time, probably months, because surgery. Courtois getting knee surgery. It's he's gonna be number 1. I'm not even sure who the third string is. It's kind of weird. You don't see goalkeepers get injured a lot because even though they play 90 minutes every game most of the time, they're not running a lot. They're usually standing around a lot. Players who are playing are running around a lot. That's how they get injured. They sprain something, tackle, whatever. But it seems like goalkeepers don't really get injured a lot, so it's kind of strange. He got hurt, I think, during practice on international duty. So I'm gonna say this is the only game that I'm gonna do a predicted score. My predicted score is 1-1, just a draw, because whatever funk Chelsea's in, I don't think this international duty will get rid of it. Whatever funk they're in, they really need to Jose Mourinho just needs to get the whip out and start whipping these guys into shape. There's no reason there's no reason that them going off international duty, some players didn't, some players did, played a couple games. I don't see any reason why they would do better tomorrow than they did 2 weeks ago. Maybe getting away from everything, maybe that'll help, who knows. Second game we have is Arsenal versus Stoke at Arsenal Emirates Stadium. Stoke was shit. Arsenal should destroy them. There's no reason why Arsenal should win. Player to watch has got to be Giroud because Wenger said, Wenger said he has confidence in Giroud. I think that's kind of he's just saying that because Wenger went out to get strikers, and then after he fails, he says, I have confidence in Giroud. You don't go looking for strikers if you already have confidence in your striker. So, player to watch has got to be Giroud. See what he does with because he probably knows this. Well, he knows he's just saying that because he couldn't get anybody better than me. So it'll be nice to see how he copes with it if he steps up and shows Wenger that he's the man to score goals. He's a striker that Arsenal need. Next game is Crystal Palace versus Man City at Crystal Palace, Selhurst Park. Man City have they saw financial fair play, they're driving on a road, financial fair play is in front of them, they just crash right through it because it's like they're 4-0 and they're like, let's get De Bruyne, why not? So Man City should destroy Crystal Palace for all intents and purposes. I don't really see Crystal Palace lasting too long on Park the Bus. Whoever Man City played 2 weeks ago, I think it was a newly relegated team. I don't remember. 2 weeks ago, they lasted the first half without a goal. Parked the bus really, really well, and then they just got destroyed in the second half. So I expect Man City to win this game. Player to watch is got to be Kevin De Bruyne if he makes his first appearance. If not, Crystal Palace, Kabay. See how he does. Next game is Norwich versus Bournemouth at Carrow Road, which I'm assuming is where Norwich play because they're like birds and carnies. If Norwich wear their disgusting green and yellow kits again, I hope they lose. If they don't, I really don't know anything about either of these teams. They're both nearly relegated. I'll have to watch more of their games because I don't really have anyone to watch. I have no idea who's going to win. It's too. I'm going to say Norwich because they're playing at home. Maybe their fans can get in the face of Bournemouth players. Next game is Watford against Swansea at Vicarage Road. I'm assuming it's where Watford plays. I think Swansea are going to take it easily. They've been doing really, really good. They're currently in 4th place with 8 points. They're doing really, really well. New signing, Andre Ayew has got to be the guy to watch. Great, I think first game he scored a goal, which is fantastic for a new signing. He's got to be the player to watch. Gomez is doing really good too, but he's been in the team in the league for more than Andre Ayew. So for him to come in and do so well is really great for Swansea with their new gold kits. I like that. So he's a player to watch. Swansea are probably going to take this one easily. Next game is West Brom versus Southampton at the Hawthorns. West Brom again. I'm saying this guy again. McManaman has to be the guy to watch for West Brom. I mentioned him in predictions week 4 because in week 3 he played against Chelsea. Ivanovic has had just a terrible start. He's not very fast for a right back. So maybe McManaman being really, high dribbling, high speed, and Ivanovic just being slow and terrible, maybe he looked better than he actually is, but I think McManaman has got to be a great asset for West Brom. He's got to be that guy. I mean, he was taking Ivanovic out for lunch and left Ivanovic with the bill because he was just destroying him. I don't think that's a saying, but... and then probably the biggest game of the weekend is Manchester United versus Liverpool at Old Trafford. Huge game for both sides. Manchester United obviously just also doing a spending frenzy. It's almost like Van Gaal's like, well, it's not working out. Who can we buy next? Pretty much. Man to watch though has got to be Benteke for me for Liverpool. I watched him in every game he's played already. And he's like, I'm glad they got rid of Boatelli because Boatelli would just kind of stand around, stagnant, really didn't do much, would just kind of wait for the play to envelop around him. Benteke is constantly moving around, making it very hard for center backs to track him, even the full backs. He's doing a lot of work trying to make space for other players along with himself. And Manchester United's center backs Blint and Smalling, like they're gonna have their hands absolutely full of Benteke trying to handle him. I'm going to say Liverpool are going to take this at Old Trafford. I know that Manchester United have a couple of new signings. They have really good midfield, Schneiderlin and Schweinsteiger. I know that. But I think Smalling and Blint just are not going to be good enough to hold off Benteke. If he gets a good chance, he'll put it away. So I'm going to say Liverpool are going to take it. I think it'll be really close, but I think Liverpool will take it. But like 1-0, something like that. Or maybe 2-1. So I'm not, whatever. So Sunday, Sunderland versus Spurs, Stadium of Light. Player to watch has got to be Harry Kane. I feel like he's one of those players where if he starts going, the rest of the team kind of, gets behind him. But he's hasn't, I don't know what's going on. I saw him play against Everton. He had a one-on-one with Timmy Howard. The next guy behind him, Everton player, was 30 feet behind him. He had tons of space, tons of time, and he was unable to put it away. And I'm just like, how? How do you, you're one-on-one, how do you not put that away? And everyone guessed this. Everyone guessed this. He did great last season. No one thought he was going to continue his amazing form. Because it was almost unimaginable that someone who wasn't even on the radar could just continue this unbelievable form. And he hasn't. He's just kind of been floaty at best. But I think Sunderland are just not going to be good enough to hold them off. They're last in the league. Technically, it's a three-way tie for last in the league. They're probably going to get relegated this season. So Spurs have more quality, even though they haven't been doing much better. They have better players. I think they'll take this. And then we have Leicester versus Aston Villa. Play to watch. is for me is Brad Guzan. Just got off of international duty, lost 4-1 against Brazil, but that's not surprising. He didn't play that bad. His team, the rest of the team didn't play very well. It's interesting to see how he'll rebound from losing. Not a huge game because it was a friendly, but they're playing against Brazil, which is it's a big team. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And Leicester has just been on fire, like third in the league, unbelievable. I don't know who's gonna win this. To me, it's got to be a tie or something because if not really a tie. If anything, Leicester might get away with it. I'll put Leicester as the winner of this one. I think it'll be close. I think Aston Villa have a lot of quality, even though they've lost like Benteke. I think they give it the all. Park the bus. I hope Brad Guzan does well. He's an emerging goalkeeper. I think a lot of people underestimate him. Maybe because he's not that tall. He's not like Courtois 6'6" or Petr Cech 6'5". And think about it. He's another American bald keeper. He could be just as good as Tim Howard. Who knows? And finally, Monday we have West Ham versus Newcastle. This is kind of I have no idea game, sort of ish. I feel like if Newcastle's what's his name, Colchini, I'm butchering that name. Their center back, their captain. If he does well, he's the kind of player that if he does well, the rest of the team kind of do well. Like players like Vincent Kompany, if he does well, it seems like Manchester United do well. I feel like if Colchini does well, then Newcastle will do well. Maybe their offense will get jump started against a West Ham side that really hasn't been doing. They've been doing okay. 6 points. That's pretty good actually. Now I'm kind of underestimating. West Ham has been doing pretty good. Of course, I feel like West Ham only play well against big clubs. Like they beat Liverpool 3-0, which is like stunning. And had 2-2 draw against Chelsea at home. Wait a minute. I know they drew against Chelsea, but maybe I'm getting mixed up. So I don't know how they'll do because, in one hand, they do well. They do really good against really big teams. In the other hand, they can't put away the smaller guys. And Newcastle is, again, third, tied. That 3-place tie for last. So maybe because Newcastle doing so bad, West Ham will not do good. And maybe Newcastle will take it. Maybe this can be a jump for Newcastle. Like I said, everyone came back. I actually missed this. Everyone came back from international break. So this is a really good chance for all these teams to, if they're doing really bad, to just change their momentum. Maybe start doing better. Also for teams that have been doing well, this might be a momentum killer because it's 2 weeks between games and might have killed all their momentum. So this is a really big weekend for a lot of teams. For teams that have been doing shitty to really get going, and for teams that are doing really well to see if they can hold that momentum that they've been going with to see if they can continue winning. So it's a big weekend. Every game matters because this is it's almost like it's halfway through the year already. That winter break, like winter transfer window ish. A lot of times it's like halfway through the season. So it's kind of like that. Where you get a break, you can assess what you've done already in the season. It's only 4 weeks in. It's certainly not halfway through the season, but it almost feels like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I love doing this. I love doing these prediction shows because I'm always thinking about like what's gonna happen, and I love vocalizing what my thoughts are. So if you guys enjoy this, leave a like, comment, whatever, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.